This I believe.
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 This I believe. This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe. This I believe.
This I believe.
I believe in music. I believe that music speaks life into words that cannot be expressed in any other way. I believe music speaks louder than words. When it all boils down, I believe that music speaks words into motion. Music is everything to me. It's a way of communication, it's a method of expression, it's universal, and it's incredible. I always get excited when my favorite song comes on the radio. I start bobbing my head and to then practically singing at the top of my lungs. Just because I sometimes feel so connected. My vision of music has never been one genre, but a vast variety that tells you a story and makes you want to listen. It makes you draw a connection that can't be broken. I once heard that music speaks what words cannot be expressed. It soothes the mind and gives it rest, heals the heart and makes it whole, flows from heaven to the soul. The music that you like does say a lot about your personality, because different personality types are drawn to different types of music. People today listen to music that creates a connection. If they want a lavish life, they will probably listen to a rapper that's bragging about how they made it in life. Yet on the flip side, someone like me would better be connected with music that's uplifting and tells a story. But of all time, the song that touches me has to be Life Jennings' River. He talks about the connection with his mom as he grew up. And for some reason, I feel that he does this. The beginning of the song goes as is. He says that he was born by the river, that his mama cried when his father died. And maybe that was the reason that he didn't get the attention that he was needing, because he reminded her of him too much. He never understood what she felt, so he hated her till he was old enough to hate himself. And then he compares his emotion to a slave down in South Carolina, cursing the person that gave life to him. This really spoke to me. Even though my father didn't die, I still felt like me and my mother never had a connection. And that my father was like a dream that would come and go out of my life. So to me, music has always been an alternate emotion for my understanding. 17 years later, I still don't feel the love that she shares. So music has always been and still is an alternate emotion that I've been lacking for so long. Growing up in a falling apart household 13 years after my other siblings was hard for me. For a long time, I really felt like I was the only child in my household. My sister and brother had already been together for 15 years, creating a bond that I could never understand. At the time, I was never musically inclined. Even though most of my family were singers or played instruments, I never found my musical niche. But I always loved music. When I was about 7, my uncle brought me a CD player. When they first came out, I was so ecstatic, and so many functions that I really didn't understand, but I just wanted to listen to music. The first song that I learned was The Temptations' Silent Night. That's when I found my niche. It was singing. Ever since that day, I've expressed myself through words and using music as my puppet. I believe in music. I truly believe that it brings the best out of you, even when everyone sees the worst. When music becomes personal and people begin to listen, I believe that you are an artist. Music affects me in so many different aspects. As well as being enjoyable, I can see myself in 10 or 20 or 60 years enjoying the piano by myself or playing the trumpet, or even rocking out to a drum set. Music has always helped me to improve myself and my personality, and it's become a part of me. It's who I am. Music is a lot to me, and I'm grateful for that. My name is Gregory McCray, and I believe in music.
This I believe.
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 This I believe. This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe.
This I believe. This I believe.
This I believe.